Alright friends, so jumping right in, I'm using some not polished acrylic and a number 10 brush. I'm not exactly sure what brush this is, but if you don't have a good brush, invest in a good brush. It is very important to have a good brush. You don't want a cheaper brush where the acrylic gets stuck in it all the time, and when the bristles fray and all that. You don't want to mess with all that mess. So just go ahead and invest in a good brush, and it will make your work so much easier. So anyway, I am I don't really count the beads. I use 1 or 2 beads on her fingers. Her fingers are so small, so some fingers I might need 1, some fingers I might need 2, 3, just depends on how small of a bead I'm using. But this set was literally so easy, guys. I mean, you could tell just by watching it. The conditions were perfect in my house that day for this to happen, because it's not always this easy for me. Look at this. Like, ugh. But the acrylic is really good too, and that's really important, to get a good acrylic. Now, I'm not saying that the cheaper acrylics are not good acrylics, because I have a lot of cheaper acrylics that are good acrylics, but it's kind of a hit and miss with those. With my not polished acrylics, I know what I'm using every time I use it, and they're going to be good every time. I don't think I have one bad not polished acrylic, and that's why I'm either using those or Valentino's. But anyway, I'm going to let you guys watch here, because this is pretty much self-explanatory. I do have a more in-depth acrylic tutorial down in my videos. I think it's time for me to do an updated one. I will do one of those soon, but I'm going to let you guys watch, and I'll pop back in a minute. Okay, so I need to tell y'all, I almost got scammed. I got an email from V Beauty Pure about 3 days ago, and I was freaking over the moon. It was a thing about an ambassadorship. The email looks so real, guys. Like, I am not easily like duped. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went over this thing. I clicked links. It all looked legit. Okay. And I was freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, like, this cannot be happening. This is amazing. I'm just starting school. I'm about to get an ambassadorship with Valentino. Like, oh my freaking God. Like, because, listen, I'm all about not polished Valentino. Not polished Valentino. More not polished. But the only really other acrylic I use is Valentino that I really, really talk about, you know? And so I am just like, yes, whatever. So I emailed the lady back immediately because all the thing said was, you know, like all the first email said was that she needed to know where I lived and what my job title was, whether if I was a nail technician, a student, just a fan, a nail enthusiast, whatever. She needed to know that. So I emailed her back and I kind of told her where I was from and what I was doing. I let her know I just started school and I was just like, I am super fucking stoked. Like, this is awesome. Thank you so much. So the next day I get an email back saying, awesome. And I'm gonna pop some pictures up, okay, right here. I'm gonna send the first email and then the second email, and y'all could pause it to read it. The second email was saying how it was just a bunch of shit and talking about like how this is what started to raise my antenna, the second email, okay? Because it started talking about how much money I was going to make on this ambassadorship. First, they were going to send out like 12 or 14 products a month to me, okay? And on top of that, I was going to be making about $1,200 to $5,000 a month. So this is what got my antennas raised. Oh, and it was a year-long contract for me to be an ambassador. I'm like, what? Like, okay. But they still weren't asking me for anything, you know? So I'm like, okay. But my antennas were raised, so I was like, well, let me see. I'm going to ask some more questions. I'm going to see how, you know, I need to ask some more questions because obviously I'm like, okay, this is a little too good to be true, you know? So they send me a link and they say, okay, just make you a profile on, and it brought me to Valentino's website. Of course, I already have a membership with Valentino because I've been buying from them for a long time. Well, since I started doing nails anyway. So I didn't do anything on that link. I just sent back a message saying, okay, I'm done. What do you need? What else do you need from me? And that's when they hit me with the cold track. They sent me another email back. And it said, okay, please read through the following. And it had an attached thing to the email, a little attachment. It said, oh, please read through this, sign it, and get it back to me immediately, or ASAP or whatever. So I go to it, and now I'm at school while I'm reading this. So I'm like, what the hell? So I'm reading it, and it started saying, you know, all this good, it was saying all the good stuff, the money I was going to make, what I was going to be getting, like I wouldn't have to, like I would just really just have to post the products, you know, I think 4 products a week I had to post. And so it was 16 products they was going to send me a month, and I had to do 4 a week, and I was going to get paid and blah, blah, blah. And then the last paragraph was I would just have to send them $150 to pay for FedEx for the year. That's about how much the shipping was going to be for the whole year. This was a one-time fee, and bam, I'd have to send them $150. I was like, oh shit, like what the hell, man? Like, why do they have people doing this? Like, I really, really hope nobody falls for a scam like that. Like, I hope they don't get it, especially right before the holidays. That would suck so bad if somebody did fall for that, you know, because it's really exciting to get noticed by brands. You know what I'm saying? And, like, I was just, I was so bummed when I found out, guys. Like, it sucked. And I was, like, trying to, message Valentino, and they don't message anybody back on Instagram, you know. And so I went on their TikTok. I was looking, like, just trying to find it. I was Googling Valentino email scams, all kind of stuff, and nothing was pulling up about Valentino. They had other like beauty emails that were scams, you know, but nothing about Valentino. But I went on their TikTok and I seen a girl post on one of their posts, was like, I need somebody to get back to me. I got an email. I think it's a scam. And so I messaged her and I told her what I was going through. And she was like, yeah, that's the same thing. She was like, it's a scam. She was like, don't do it. I was like, well, no, I wasn't. I knew it was a scam as soon as they asked for money. But like, it was just so, that is like really hurtful that people would do that to people, you know? It just sucks. But like I said, I popped them up, so y'all just read over it. So y'all just be careful, because like when I tell y'all, I was like so excited, and I was like, oh my God, this is it. Like, this is the whole reason, not the whole reason, because I love doing nails regardless. I don't do it for anybody else but me. But you know, we all want to be noticed by the bigger brands, you know, so it sucks. But yeah, so y'all just be careful out there, okay? Okay, so she wanted some red butterflies on each of her ring fingers. So I put some of the Votino sticky gel and I added her butterflies. Easy peasy, right? This set was going to be so easy. All right, now I'm just going to add some IBD builder gel over the butterflies because it's really clear. And I just knew it was going to be really clear. And I really didn't want it any thicker than it already was. So I just wanted to add a thin coat of IBD builder gel over it and be done with that, okay? And then I'll lightly buff it because I really didn't need to file it because it was just a thin layer. So I just buffed it to make sure it was like all even and everything. And dude, that's it. And then I just have to put the color, right? But watch what I do. Let's see if y'all can catch it. Okay, so first, a little backstory about how I messed up here. So she had been at my house since about 7:30 that morning, okay? Now, this is about 4:30, okay? Her mom starts calling, and I didn't know anything, that any of this was going on, okay? But her mom's like, you have to be home by 5 o'clock, okay? And this is when she tells me, she's like, I gotta be home at 5 o'clock. Now, we got 30 minutes, and I'm not finished her nails, but I'm like, oh, no problem. I just have to, do your other finger, go put your top coat, and that's it. She didn't say anything. So, okay, I'm top coating all of her nails. Not thinking, I'm thinking, I'm really just trying to hurry up and get her out of my house, because I know, like, as a mom, if I tell my kids to be home at a certain time and they're not home, they're in trouble and they're not going to be leaving for a while. So I don't want her to get in trouble at my house. So I'm like, let's top coat these babies and get you out of here. And then I realized, shit, her nails are supposed to be red. I forgot to paint her nails, guys. The only nude color that's supposed to be nude is the one with the butterflies on it. The rest of her nails are supposed to be red. So, yeah. I hope you enjoyed it. Y'all be safe out there. Happy holidays. I love you guys. Bye.